Jude Bellingham. Lo están presionando en la línea de fondo. Eduardo Camavinga. Camavinga recibe. Este es un buen pase. Bien ahí el árbitro, nada que protestar. Fuera de
This
juego.
is Biggs, and Biggs is about to become famous for
Vinicius
a really
Junior.
weird reason. Now, Biggs lives in England, and he's kind of a turd. He's been to prison a few times for, like, break-ins, stealing cars, and stuff like that. But one day, he's out of prison, and he's living a clean life, and Biggs wants to buy a house for his wife and his 3 sons. Problem is, Biggs ain't got no money. He's broke. So he calls up an old friend of his, a guy who he met back in prison. This guy, Bruce. He asked Bruce if he could maybe loan him some money. And Bruce is like, nah, bro. But I'm actually in the middle of organizing a train race, and he offers to cut him in. And Biggs is like, all right. And so the plan is they're going to rob a Royal Mail train, which is a train that picks up and delivers mail. Now, one of the cars on that train carries high-value cargo, which is just lots and lots of bags of cash. Now, Bruce has a guy on the inside feeding him information about the train schedule and cargo, so he knows exactly when and where to stop this Royal Mail train carrying all this cash. And along with Bruce and Biggs, there are 13 other guys involved in this heist, so 15 total. But we're just going to focus on Bruce and Biggs. So Bruce and Biggs and 13 other guys, they put on ski masks and gloves, and they are ready to go. And they don't have pew-pews because this is England. Instead, they just have some metal bars to beat people with. And so then the big day comes, and it's 3 a.m., and all the men go out to the train tracks, and they hide. When they hear the train approaching, a couple of them go to one of those track signals. It's kind of like a stoplight for trains. And they turn off a green track signal, and they use batteries to turn on a red signal. Once the train approaches and sees the red light, it starts to slow way down. And that's when, bam, all 15 men jump out from their hiding spot, and they swarm the train, and they get on board, and one of them hits the conductor with the bar, nearly knocking him out. And then some of the other men board the car with all the cash in it, and they force the train workers to lie down on the ground. Then eventually, when the train comes to a full stop, the 15 men, they start loading the bags of money into 2 Land Rovers they have parked nearby. Now, these guys steal 125 bags of cash, $2.6 billion, which today in U.S. dollars would be worth about $35 million. So then they drive the Land Rovers over to this farmhouse in the country that some of them own so that they can hide out there and divide up the money. And over the next few days, they all take their cut of the money and they split and go their separate ways. Now, they have hired some people to come burn down the farmhouse after they leave to hide any evidence. The people who they hired were supposed to burn it down. They don't follow through with the plan, for whatever reason. And then police end up finding the farmhouse, and they get a bunch of the guys' fingerprints, and eventually, bam, Biggs gets arrested. Here's his mugshot. And also Bruce and 12 of the other guys get arrested too. So Biggs gets sentenced to 30 years in prison for this. But his story's not over. Because while he's in prison, he decides, this place isn't for me. And so he makes a rope ladder, and one day he uses it to climb over the prison wall, and he escapes. So now he's on the run, and he flees from England all the way to Paris. And in Paris, he gets some plastic surgery, and he assumes a new identity. Then he moves his wife and family from Paris all the way to Australia. From there, he and his family stay on the run, and they move like 3 different times, and Biggs changes his identity every time. But unfortunately, it's not enough. Because one night, Biggs sees on local evening news that law enforcement believes he's living and hiding out in the area. So then Biggs just like straight up ditches his wife and sons. And he gets on a passenger liner and he takes it from Melbourne all the way to Panama. And then from there, he flies to Brazil. And there, for about a year, he lives under the radar, working as a carpenter. Here's the thing about Brazil. At this time, Brazil has no extradition treaty with the United Kingdom, so Biggs can't get in trouble for his England crimes while he's living there. Lucky bastard. And at this point, he's been on the run for about 5 years, but he's having a great time in Brazil. He's partying every night, drinking at the clubs, and one night he meets an adult dancer at the club. and we'll just call her second wife, because she eventually becomes his second wife. And these two get married, and he gets her pregnant. Now, around this time, Scotland Yard shows up to Brazil, looking for Biggs, and they actually find him, and bam, they detain him. Here's his mugshot again. And so Scotland Yard tries to work with Brazilian police to deport Biggs back to England, but Brazilian police are like, nah, bro. A, because they don't have an extradition treaty with the United Kingdom, and B, because second wife is pregnant. And there's this whole other Brazilian law that says you can't be extradited if you are a parent to a Brazilian child. So Biggs is free to go. However, his status as a known criminal means he's not allowed to work, so he's broke all over again. And everyone now knows he's an ex-con because his story has been all over the news. So then what does he do? He becomes a sort of local celebrity, and he starts charging local newspapers to do stories and interviews with him, and he becomes like sort of a tourist attraction. Like he's the convict who successfully robbed a train and escaped from prison. And so naturally people want to meet him and have him like sign autographs. He's selling mugs and t-shirts. So he starts making money this way. He even stars in a commercial for a Brazilian coffee company. Now, I couldn't find a copy of the commercial, but here's what he actually said. When you won the road all the time, like me, you really appreciate it. I'm not kidding. Those are his exact words. In fact, the dude is getting so famous that any celebrity that visits Rio de Janeiro during this time always has to stop and meet Biggs. Apparently, Rod Stewart stops by to meet him. Sting stops by to meet him. The freaking Sex Pistols stop by and write a song with him, and they perform it and release it, and it becomes kind of a hit. But then shit gets crazy again. Because one day he goes to a restaurant to meet a reporter for another interview, and while he's there, kapow! A couple of goons jump him, and they put him in a sack, and they put him on a boat, and they take him to Barbados. The kidnappers are, of course, hoping to get a reward from British police for capturing Biggs. But unfortunately for them, when their boat arrives in Barbados, Barbados is also like, sorry, bro, we also don't have an extradition treaty with the United Kingdom. And so they send Biggs back to Brazil, where he once again is a free man. And so Biggs, he lives his life as an escaped criminal for about 2 more decades before ultimately his health starts to deteriorate. So then finally we find him, and all the way to
You start to hate your bitch when the party is happening. You don't even have to do no more. When they just start something for no reason, everything knows this move right here.
Qué bien, cómo los ha dejado en ridículo estos. Limpia entrada, gran elegancia.
Or you don't even respond, you bite your tongue. When there's so much you can say, when there's so much disrespect that you can launch on,
¡Ojo que lo hace! ¡Ya no falla! Se fue rozando el poste ese disparo.
You missed at a third, and it just blanks, okay? Like, how hard is it? I don't want to get offended when somebody says something to me, like, you have to really dig deep and try to offend me because of how much I troll. But when a bitch like start trying to say shit and get you mad, you go, you know what, baby? Like, baby, it's good. Like, do you still want to eat? What do you say something like, you should get you that DoorDash somebody, maybe when he's a 10-piece, maybe on some nugget or something. You hate your bitch. When niggas talk crazy, I swear to God, you know, maybe it's like, they still need, you was out with the trash, so you still want to get 10 pieces, but nugget, what you want to,
En 10 minutos se termina todo. Avanza el cuadro merengue porque le dieron ventaja.
Entonces se le hizo más fácil que la tabla de Come on, what the fuck, bro?
Nota, qué manera de pelear un partido vibrante. Rodrigo. Rodrigo, ahí está. Esférico de Valverde. Y se metió por ahí. Ha sido espectacular la tapada de Tiburcio Courtois. Si aprovechan este tiro de esquina, se ve la tranquilidad de su lado. Acá termina la jugada. ¡Qué forma de cortarlo! Carvajal. La tiene Bellingham. Modric. Pasó la bocha más. Balón que queda en la mitad de la cancha. Atento que se viene el contraataque. Madrid que juega con los últimos minutos buscando la igualdad. Vinicius. Se viene. ¡Golazo! ¡Qué manera de pegarle! ¡Qué volea maravillosa! Este es un partido para guardar en el recuerdo y un gol majestuoso. Habrá 2 minutos de tiempo adicional. Ahora lienzo Ferland Mendy. Ese es Luka Modric. Rodrigo. Deja atrás la marca y se escapa. Silbato final del partido. Hasta acá llegamos. Empate en el Santiago Bernabéu.
La verdad que el partido que hemos visto hoy, Fernando, es maravilloso, ¿eh? Porque han brindado un gran espectáculo a pesar del empate.
Increíble cómo juega el fútbol Vinicius Junior. Siempre se tiene al borde del asiento. La verdad, lo de hoy fue una exhibición de su clase.
Bueno, si en tu cuenta personal, en un debut, haces un par de goles, te destacas en el partido, pero tu equipo no puede pasar el empate, te queda un gusto agridulce en la boca.
Alaba recibiéndola.
Or you don't even respond. You bite your tongue. When it's so much you can say, when there's so much disrespect that you can let out your mouth, and the only thing that you do is you just walk away. I genuinely know I hate my bitch and get shit. I don't even get offended. She can say you have the smallest dick, your hairline is pushed back, you this, that, and third, and it's just like, okay. Like, I'm already nigga that don't really get offended when somebody say something to me, like, you have to really dig deep and try to offend me because of how much I troll. But when a bitch like start trying to say shit and get you mad, you're like, you know what, baby? You're like, baby, it's good. Like, do you still want to eat? Well, you say something. You show me get you that DoorDash, I'm gonna give me one of these 10 piece. You want some nuggets or something? You hate your bitch. It's like, you just trying to avoid.
He's amazing.
Don't pay $20, $30 like me. Buy this now. It's $12 plus free shipping. Literally, it's $12. Fragrance has over 40,000 units sold. Smells amazing. Gets like unlimited compliments. And it's $12 with free shipping. Sometimes about cookies, white hot vanilla. It smells like it. Compliments are crazy. And it's affordable. Don't pay $20, $30 like me. Buy this now. It's $12 plus free shipping. Literally, just $12. Fragrance has over 40,000 units sold.
Con la ciudad de Madrid engalanada en un día maravilloso, perfecto para la disputa de un partido de fútbol, les damos la bienvenida desde Chamartín, en el estadio Santiago Bernabéu. En la cabina de comentarios seremos Fernando Palomo, quien les habla, en compañía del inigualable e irrepetible Mario Alberto Kempes. Ya se siente la emoción previa a la disputa de este partido entre dos grandes equipos. El poderosísimo Real Madrid contra el Manchester City. La tiene y se hace famoso. ¡Ahí está! Tan sencillo como tostar un pan.
Bueno, señores, vamos a repasar otra vez este contragolpe que fue el preludio y una gran anotación. Y la demostración de habilidad de este para anotar fue sencillamente maravilloso, ¿eh? Se deshace de la salida del arquero y solamente lo tienen que empujar.
Holland. Juega Foden. El pase para Holland. De Bruyne para abrazarse todos. Tiro de esquina para el City. Lo que ha salvado, una clase de frentazo espectacular. Otro tiro de esquina más. ¡Gol! City. Lo empataron la más.
Señor director, por favor, otra vez las imágenes de este tiro de esquina. Gracias. Bueno, y fíjate que ahí, Fernando, tenemos el final de esta jugada, ¿eh? Cabezazo impresionante.
Rodrigo. Alerta, alerta, el City perdió la bocha. Se toca Bellingham. Pelota para Vinicius. Se viene. ¡Cuánta calidad que tiene este jugador! ¡Increíble! ¡Qué pedazo de gol!
He doesn't respect. He didn't
Ahora,
respect.
hay que tener mucha precisión para tirar esta clase de centro. Qué bien que lo habilitaron, quedó solito frente al arco y solamente tuvo apuntar y disparar.
I felt the most beautiful in this look because I felt like he and
¡Gran tiro libre y al palo!
Fucking Fergie.
¡Qué cerquita estuvo, Ojalá que la próxima vaya adentro.
Can anybody else beat this thing? Let's go. How much would you pay for courtside ticket? Like
Excelente
a
quite.
couple $1,000, probably like $4,000.
¡Julan la va a tener! ¡Gol! Esa reacción, la capacidad de mantenerse en el partido. No se les alejaron, vuelven a empatarlo. Ha sido un verdadero partidazo y un gol digno del juego que hemos visto. Lo que es apretar bien los botones, mira lo que acaba de hacer. Los hinchas que quieren el remate de Vinicius. Y la referí que decide dar penal y acá la oportunidad para tomar la ventaja, una decisión vital. ¡Gol! ¡Golazo de penal!
No, arquero, por favor, movete para un lado, para el otro. Así, al medio y quietito, no lo vas a parar nunca, a no ser que se equivoque el que patea.
Se les acaba de escapar la pelota.
God damn. Oh, I'm fucking
What's
retarded.
his full name? Okay, where's he from? Where did you guys
Recupera el
meet?
City.
What does he do for work?
Se abre el abanico de opciones de ataque ahora.
How long have you known him for?
Se viene el
Did you go to
empata.
his wedding?
Gran tapada, se aleja el peligro. Hay oportunidad.
Oh, what the fuck?
Hay penal, ojo con esto que puede cambiar la historia. Acá se puede empatar todo. La
Elizabeth Jr. the second.
Your videos have a major problem. You're not getting enough views because you're catching.
Este es un partido para guardar en el recuerdo y un gol majestuoso. Ahí se viene Rodrigo. Qué fácil lo está superando. Qué bien se la han quitado. Ahora pueden respirar tranquilos. Ahí se viene la transición a toda velocidad. Han recuperado la posesión del balón. Gran defensa para evitar la contra. Acá hay Orsay. La pelota la ha regalado De Bruyne. Ahí se viene Rodrigo. Balón para Vini Junior. Ahí va la pelota de Vinicius.
What the fuck?
Si esta jugada la saben desarrollar, puede terminar en algo bueno. Cortó bien ahí para terminar el peligro. Nada sería mejor que un contraataque en esta situación. Y con lo bien que las cosas pintaban, se ha terminado la sorpresa. Magistral acción defensiva. Intenta no perder posesión en esa.
I needed money.
Vinicius.
So I started that. I signed up.
Por ahí va Mendy.
Started making.
Mendy perdió la pelota.
Went and home.
Mira la pelota que metió Holland. Ojo con esto, gran asistencia. Esto lo grito, esto lo grito, esto lo grito. ¡Qué volea! Metió el palo, nos evitaba gritar el gol.
Ay, mamita querida, si esa pelota entraba, qué pedazo de gol, pero el palo también juega.
La tiene ya el Real Madrid.
You only have 2 kills. Where are these guys? Come on.
Se viene el saque de manos.
What a nice day. I really got to take advantage of this. Like
Uno de los jugadores que recibió la falta aún sigue tendido.
Y como se dice, en un partido tan parejo como esto, Fernando, no quiero dar falsas esperanzas, pero...
Oh, fucking ass, bro. I gotta turn that shit off immediately.
Fuera, por poco se ha ido esa pelota.
This comes with the perfume and the perfume.
Acá la referí pita la falta. Podría haber dado también la ventaja, ¿no?
I mean, put it on early in the morning and smoke
Erling
some
Braut
late at
Haaland.
night because it will be there. It also smells a little bit more cocoa-y and
Balón
chocolate,
recuperado por
but
Bellingham.
it's so good. And honestly, this combo will probably be your daily combo.
Rodrigo, ahí está.
This
Ahí lo busca la
perfume
Valverde.
and the perfume.
Vaya peligro que llevaba ese cabezazo y lo ha atrapado como si nada.
Yo no sé si lo van a conseguir, pero si fuera por hinchada, ya irían ganando.
What's a fragrance? I can
Bueno,
flavor
mete un
right now.
cabezazo que le llega como peluche al arquero.
Y la verdad, que resolvió como los mejores.
If you
Ni
have
se
an
le movió
extremely
un pelo.
mobile, spry
Rodri,
testicle set that will just randomly jump on you
hermosa
at any
barrida.
moment of the day. You could be asleep at 2 a.m. You could be in a work meeting.
I be sitting
Termina
there.
el primer tiempo, hay bronca, el hinchado local, manito. El penal no le gustó.
Señores, todavía quedan 45 minutos por...
on your face. But here's another thing about this testicle sack. It's not just like a normal testicle sack. It's a testicle sack that's possessed by a demon.
Arrancamos
You
todo
should see my
iguales de nuevo en la
body.
segunda
If I
parte.
take my shirt off, I look like John Randall. That's the amount of scars that I have. This little testicle sack. And it's
Atento
a
que se
testicle
viene.
sack that'll just do. Man,
Ahí
it's like,
estaba
what
la
are you doing?
posibilidad del triplete. No va a tener muchas chances para marcar 3 goles en un partido y ha dejado pasar una dorada.
So I ordered some stuff from CVS, and one thing about me,
What
I
the
always
fuck
cover
is-
it up. So I got all my essentials, the body wash with the bar soap combo,
Erling Braut Haaland.
this Miracle hair mist, which I
Rodri.
think will keep my hair kept alive, and of course, some
Qué
deodorant.
buen
I think the big
anticipo.
reason why that is
Y ahora se van a lanzar desenfrenados al ataque en la contra.
so near engagement, because in this AI era, it is so
Vinicius Junior.
embrace true.
Puede ser el de la ventaja.
And it was so
Tremenda
inspired
manera
that
de cortar la jugada.
and embrace my true beauty. That's something
Qué maravilloso fútbol que nos está dejando Haaland.
Está claro que hoy ha entrado con todas las pilas puestas.
Pase mágico de Bellingham. Y hasta ahí llegaron nomás. Ahí mueve la pelota buscando también el espacio ideal para poder meter el pase correcto. Le faltó poco para cerrarla. Ahí estaba nomás. Era una gran jugada. Tírate un buen pasecito, Haaland. De Bruyne para hacerse todo. Se arroja bien el arquero. Tiro de esquina justo al corazón del área. Ha rechazado bien ese córner. Tremendo el bloqueo. Kevin De Bruyne. Hace bien recuperando la pelota. Álava. Bien señalado el Arsa.
If you're in high school right now, you need to make sure that you don't miss out on full ride scholarship. I know so many people that really miss out on hundreds of thousands of dollars just because they didn't know a scholarship existed until the deadline passed. But don't worry, here's a few scholarships that
Now
you
we
need to be
get
aware of.
off, bro. That should be
The
so good.
Coca-Cola
Badly,
Scholarship
bro.
Foundation, which is great, especially since it's merit-based. You can win up to $20,000, which I know isn't a full ride, but it's still a lot of money. Make sure to apply before September 30th, 2024. Another great one is the Gates Scholarship. This one gives you a full ride, and you need to apply before September 15th. But I know what you're thinking. Aren't they though?
Baby Alien is going to be so cool. I don't know if y'all
Se
remember this
avecinan
video. Basically,
los
that
cambios.
midget
Veremos cómo estos
and Busky
influyen en el
were
partido.
because small, funny-looking guy have sex with attractive
Bernardo
model
Silva.
viral material, I guess.
Manchester
But yeah,
City
one
acaba de
thing about
entregar el
Baby
balón.
Alien is that he likes to wear jewelry.
Mira si se
Recently,
tienen ahora la
Baby
contra.
Alien was in California, and he did the one
Se ha
thing that you're
frustrado el
not supposed
intento
to
de
do as a celebrity,
contragolpe.
and that is dropping your location, especially on your Instagram story. So this guy drops his location on his Instagram story. He was somewhere in California. And basically, some dudes ran up
¿Quién
on him,
recibe
and they
Grealish?
snatched his chain.
Guarda con
Bro,
ese,
if
qué
you
buena.
search up the video, it
Buena
is
tapada
literally
del
so
arquero, la hace
bad.
ver sin
Like, there
problema.
was some random guy who was spectating
Quizás
it,
es el
just like
córner que les dé la
holding the
ventaja.
camera in Baby Alien's
Ha
face, and just
sacado
kept
bien el
asking him
peligro.
questions.
Bárbaro como lo ha bloqueado, pero esto sigue.
Actually, no, I forgot. This is
Nathan
Baby
Ake.
I'm talking about. If I was the same
Ahí
height
lo
as him,
tiene Ake.
I'm smacking anyone.
Se viene
But yeah,
Ake.
the dude keeps putting the camera in his face. It's like,
Firme esas manos.
damn, damn. And then what happened next was just so embarrassing. I think it was the
Levanta
same
la pelota.
guy recorded a video of Baby Alien saying,
Bernardo.
bro, they just snatched my chain, bro.
Llega
It's
bien
no
para
big deal.
tapar.
Like, let's have another one anyways.
Buena acción
Like,
defensiva.
oh God, you can hear that he was
Atentos
about
que
to
puede
cry.
venir una transición rápida.
Motherfucker was holding back tears. Honestly, whoever robbed this
Ahí la
guy's
juega
fucking
Vinicius.
weird. Like, come on, bro. We robbing him disabled now? Like, this motherfucker can't even
Bellingham puede
defend
ser.
himself, bro.
Se
If I was
viene.
Baby Alien, I would have been carrying him like he would switch from the start, bro.
Ahí está la ventaja nuevamente de ellos.
The Alien is
Saca la pelota el City que quiere volver a imponerse. Stones.
Solo 20 minutos le están quedando a este partido. Avanza el City. Esta es una gran ocasión en el tiro libre. Si no era por la intervención de este jugador, Mario, todavía cantábamos el gol.
Brillante, diría yo.
Balón que queda en la mitad de la cancha, atento que se viene el contraataque.
Ahí la juega Vinicius.
Deja atrás a la defensa, se viene una buena oportunidad.
No way.
Grandísimo Ederson, cubrió todo el arco. Va la pelota desde el córner a la olla. Bien el arquero en ese cabezazo.
Muy bien el delantero. Mucho mejor el arquero.
Bastante complicado desde esa distancia. Ahí nomás en zona de peligro, ¿podrá anotar? Ahí lo encontró bien metido entre líneas, atento a que se viene una ocasión.
Si se abrazaron ya está, pero no vale para nada. Porque
In a
el
week,
gol no
you'll
vale.
start to feel it.
Fuera de juego.
In 2 weeks,
Ellos
you'll start to
sabiendo
see
que
it,
la jugada
and
había
in
sido
3 weeks, others
más
will see it, and
fina,
you just have to get
pero
started.
la referee
And if you
no
don't know
dudó
where
en
to start,
ningún momento.
check out Better
Anuló el
Me's
gol.
28-Day Calisthenics Challenge. Their daily breakdowns make it easy to stay on track.
En 10
Plus,
minutos
all
se
of these
termina
workouts
todo.
can be done at home with just a body weight. Make today your day one and tap to download Better Me now.
Sí, Valverde. Gran anticipo. Hay opciones
In a
de
week,
contra.
you'll start to feel it. In 2 weeks, you'll start to see it, and in 3 weeks, others will see it, but you just have to get started. And if you don't know where to start, check out
Un gol es la diferencia en 300 segundos desde ahora hasta el final del partido.
Señores, es cierto, el Madrid está manejando este partido de una manera magistral. Llevan 15 minutos de tenencia de la pelota. Te digo más, Fernando, me parece que está mucho más cerca el siguiente gol.
Jude Bellingham. Estaba pidiendo por apoyo, ahí los tiene. Tremendo el bloqueo. Aquí puede haber peligro. Esta es, ahí está.
Toma el ki. Toma el ki.
Inmediatamente, este es uno de esos.
Toma el ki.
Parece que tienen que parar ya.
Díganle a mamá que en 2 minutos están ahí cenando con ella.
Gran chance. ¿Qué está?
Vaya, vaya.
Sí,
ustedes marquen gol todo lo que quieran, pero las defensas son en un...
Toma easy. Toma easy.
Yo no sé si el objetivo de estos muchachos era jugar un gran partido, pero
Saga.
lo han conseguido, ¿eh? El trabajo previo